I'm pretty confident that today I break the back of a much higher workload than I had ever anticipated having on this trip that I'm doing with Jess. This time 2 weeks ago, I think it was either 4 or 5 projects I was trying to keep abreast of and work on, but now I'm down to 2, and one of those finishes tomorrow. The main thing I'm working on today is finishing off my preparation for a virtual conference session that I'm running tomorrow for the Learning While Working conference. So in some ways you might say, well, the day before your presentation is a bit late to be finishing off your slides. But in the back of my head, I've been doing this preparation for probably 2 weeks, thinking about it. And what I'm finding as I prepare for it, of course, is that I've got stacks of knowledge and experience around this subject, and I've talked about and around the subject in all sorts of different ways with different audiences. So it's just a matter of tailoring it and pulling it together. Okay, so the conference topic is preparing learning and development to create value with 70-20-10, which is really a concept that says a lot of our learning happens as we work and through interactions with others rather than in classrooms. So here's how I'm tackling it. I'm going to start with the question, can you create value with 70-20-10? And I'll draw on some research from Towards Maturity and replicate a poll that they ran, which was about informal learning, which is really So this is about some research that they did which links benefits from learning to the models that are used to shape learning, particularly those that are used to shape learning in the flow of work. I'd like everyone to take something they can apply away from this session. So I've got a little segment where I'm going to ask them to think about a challenge they currently have and a goal they have for this session and to share that goal. So I may need to flex the session a bit depending on what kind of goals come up. I really don't know how many people to expect. I think it will be under 100. I don't mind if it's a little bit smaller because I can create a bit more intimacy and interaction with the group, but I can manage 100. Then I'm going to go on to talking about how the idea of value creation and how learning and development can create value has shifted from being order takers and course producers to being enablers of learning and performance partners and what that means for us. I'll talk about 70-20-10 and what it is, and I'm going to ask people whether they think 70-20-10 is a formula, a framework or a model or a concept. I think largely it's a concept that we need some frameworks and models to actually implement, but there's choice in that. And then having done all that setup, there's the guts of the presentation, which is preparing learning and development to use 70-20-10 to deliver value. Another lovely afternoon down at Coolum Beach. Nice to be relaxed enough to get out for another walk. The sunset, very mild down here. Beautiful, pretty soft colours. Ah, nice to be out.